Back to a new post today. I thought I should be starting off with the most important topic of the day with regard to the demand that was the request that I have been getting with regard to this. So today let's speak about this important ruling that was given by the Supreme Court yesterday, and it was about child pornography. Pornography is a societal disease, I would say, and I sternly believe that what you watch, so you become. So what you watch is your mind that is learning, and pornography or sexual acts is the first beginning or the first step to violence and also damage or intentionally hurting someone. So Supreme Court came up with the ruling on child pornography. According to Indian laws, privately watching or possession of pornographic material is not an offense, but now possession of child pornographic material is being ruled as an offense, so it is illegal. Let me tell you that not all the countries of the world have child pornography is not illegal in all countries of the world. There are certain countries where child pornography, which is divided into real, fictional and possession of material, is legal. For example, fictional or art child pornography is still not illegal in India, though the real pornography and also the possession of child pornography is illegal in India. It's very saddening to see that many of the African countries like Somalia, Libya, Central African Republic and also Guinea-Bissau, many of them, Equatorial Guinea, still have legal child pornography. That means there is no laws that declare child pornography illegal, and children have all the right to a safe, secured and a fearless environment to grow as individuals, because they are the future of tomorrow and trauma will definitely affect them. So I think apart from really applauding the Supreme Court for its recent ruling, India should take this on the international stage that child pornography has to be eliminated from Africa as well. Let's look into some of the, so as I wanted to start, is child pornography illegal in most of the countries? It is illegal in most but not all of the countries of the globe, and there are variations in definitions, categories, penalties, interpretations of laws, differences in definition of child under such laws, which can vary with the age of sexual content. The definition of child pornography itself, for example, on the basis of medium or degree of reality, and the actions of criminality as well, like production, distribution, possession or downloading and viewing of such material. Laws surrounding fictional child pornography are a major source. Let me tell you, along with us, even Bangladesh does not have illegality with regard to fictional or art-based child pornography. I think this ruling of the Supreme Court should form the stage for also elimination of fictional or art-based child pornography as well. So let's look at some of the important points that the Supreme Court has brought about in this ruling. It also called the alternative name that should be given to child pornography, and what are the important points. So Section 15 of the POSCO Act penalizes the storage of child pornography with an intention to share or transmit it. The ruling of the Supreme Court, let me tell you, is a benchmark in pornography cases and also dealing with trauma, violence and also hurt to children, especially sexual violence. The Supreme Court held that viewing, possession and not reporting the possession of any child pornographic material will constitute an offence under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, Information Technology or Information Technology Act, even if this is not disseminated further. So if you possess it, and if you don't even disseminate it, it's illegal and you can be penalized and punished. The court interpreted the word possession to mean constructive possession, which means beyond just physical control, to situations where an individual has power and intention to control the contraband, even if it is not in their immediate physical possession. So even while viewing the images on the screen, did the person have the ability to print them, save them, forward them, delete them? If he did, then he can be said to have knowingly exercised the custody or the control of those images. This was what the Supreme Court said. The Supreme Court is hearing appeals against the Madras High Court ruling, which said that mere possession and downloading or viewing or child pornographic content without the intent to further share would not constitute an offence. In January 2024, the High Court had squashed the criminal proceedings against a 20-year-old man charged with downloading pornographic content involving children on his mobile phone. The Supreme Court termed the High Court verdict as egregious on the issue and set it aside. The accused will now face a trial in the court of the Sessions Judge in Tiruvallur district. The Supreme Court emphasizes also the failure to report the child pornographic content even when it is received unknowingly as an offence. The failure to delete or destroy or report the content also carries a fine now under Section 15(1) of the POSCO Act. The ruling also states that an accused can be booked under the provisions even if such storage or possession does not exist in the time of registration of an FIR or any criminal proceedings. Essentially, simply deleting the material will not absolve the offender of the offence. The Supreme Court verdict called upon the Parliament to seriously consider the amendment to the POSCO Act to substitute the term child pornography with child sexual, exploitative and abusive material to reflect more accurately on the reality of such offences. The Centre said it may consider to bring the suggested amendment by the way of an ordinance. The ruling also directed the courts not to use the term child pornography, that is the courts in the India, to any judicial order, judgment, and asked them to use the term called as child pornography, child sexual, exploitative and abusive material. Instead, the bench said that the term CSEAM accurately reflects the reality of these images and videos and are not merely pornographic but records of incidents where the child has either been sexually exploited and abused or where the abuse of children has been portrayed through any self-generated visual depiction. Let me tell you, we have certain international conventions which deal with child pornography as well. For example, the United Nations Convention for Protection of Child Rights, along with the European Convention as well, which deals with sexual offence. So these are some of the points that the Supreme Court has made while rearing a plea with regard to NGO called as the Child Rights Alliance, and it squashed the Madras High Court ruling that just mere possession or downloading does not cause an offence. I think this is a breakthrough ruling of the Supreme Court which will go a long way in defining such acts of violence which influence the mind, and what your mind, so your behavior and so your attitude. So this will definitely help to arrest at least partly the exploitative acts of children, and I think India should have play a proactive role, especially in dealing with such content even on the global stage, while taking it to the United Nations, that the African countries and many other countries where not only real and possession of such material but even fictional and art based child pornography should not be, or pornography of any kind should not be supported and also given advantage to. So I hope these points are really helpful to you all to really understand the issue with regard to this. However, now the ball is in the Parliament's court. It can bring such changes immediately through an ordinance and then bring up a suitable legislation to also make the changes in the POSCO Act. And I think this will form the foundation to deal with other adult sexual pornographic content as well. So if you did like this, these points, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video. And I shall see you tomorrow in another new post. Until then, it's very happy learning.